Yo, what's good, Spirit Squad? Today, it's come to my attention that we've been kind of ignoring Modern a little bit. And if I'm being completely honest, that's on purpose. Well, I've been having a lot of fun playing decks that are spirits and not spirits in Pioneer, and I've been having a lot of fun playing Explorer as well, giving me a reason to actually play Arena for the first time in a pretty long time. And, well, we're going to come back to Modern for a little bit. I do want to play decks that are not spirits in Modern, since part of me acknowledges that, the format's really powerful and spirits is medium at keeping up with it right now, so I'll play every now and then, but I do want to explore a lot of other decks. And today we're going to be playing a deck that does a lot of what spirits does, and that's going to be Izzet Murktide. The deck plays some really good flyers for relatively cheap. It backs it up with disruption via counterspells, and you even get a little extra card advantage along the way. So that's going to be our spirits adjacent tempo deck of the day, and it's one of the best decks in all of Modern. So let's go ahead and check out the deck list, and then, as always, we're going to dive right into a 5-match league. For the list, relatively simple. We get to play some really broken Modern Horizons 2 cards. We get Dragon's Rage Channeler, Ragavan, and Murktide Regent. And these are just going to be some of the best threats in all of Modern, really all of Magic. Like, Rags and Murktide are literally seeing play in Vintage, they're so good. We also get to play a couple of copies of Ledger Shredder, which is also seeing play in basically every format it's allowed in. But we're only going to play 2 of those. We get to play a lot of good card advantage in ways to filter through the deck really quickly. We get to play Consider, Mishra's Bauble, Expressive Iteration, even Archmage's Charm can draw a couple of cards if you really needed to. You get some good removal in Unholy Heat and in Lightning Bolt, and then some counterspells, Spell Pierce, and 4 copies of actual counterspell. The mana base, extremely simple. You get to play a copy of Otawara because you are just playing a blue deck, a couple copies of Fiery Islet in case you want to draw some cards, some shock lands, some fast lands, some fetch lands, and some basic lands. Super simple stuff. Out of the sideboard here, we get to play a copy of Subtlety, a couple of copies of Dress Down, which is a card I've been cussing about for fucking years now. I hate this card, but it's really good in a deck that actually wants to play it, like this one. You get to play some Spreading Seas, and I could be playing Blood Moon effects rather than Spreading Seas. I have seen some lists with Seas. I've seen some lists with things like Blood Moon. I've seen some lists with Magus of the Moon. I've seen some lists that split Blood Moon and Magus of the Moon 1-in-1. I'm choosing Spreading Seas. We get to play 3 copies of Mystical Dispute, which has a lot of jobs right now. It's good against opposing Murktide Regents, but also a lot of decks that are playing either 4-color Elementals or Blink, they're all playing Teferi, which you don't really appreciate. A lot of decks, Risen Reef is another good one out of those same decks, but whatever. That's important, but less so. You get to face against like the blue-white control decks that are playing Teferis. Living End and Rhinos are all going to be trying to play on your turn with Violent Outburst and then back up their Force of Negations so that you can, dispute the Force of Negations and then move along your life, right? And you just want to be able to fight back for as cheaply as possible, and 1 mana is about as cheap as it gets. Unless, of course, you're playing cards like Subtlety and Fury, which cost 0. Woo! You get to play 3 copies of Chalice of the Void, which are going to be most helpful against things like Living End and Rhinos, and those are some of the best decks in the format. Actually, as of the time of this recording, for today's Monday, yesterday's Modern Challenge, both 1st and 4th place were Teamer Rhinos, so we need to be on the lookout for these Cascade decks. And then 2 copies of Unlicensed Hearse, because this card is busted good. I know I've talked about it in Pioneer and in Explorer, but I was medium high on Unlicensed Hearse, and honestly, it's way better than that. This card is super strong. There's so many decks that have no way of beating it. Like, if you resolve this card against Living End, there's almost no way they actually get to do anything for the entire rest of that game, unless they can kill this first. This card's ultra strong. I'm looking forward to beating them with it. Hopefully kicking their entire teeth in, because this card is just not very friendly. It's super strong. I don't know that I can overstate this enough, but whatever, it's everywhere. I'm sure I will not be the only content creator talking about it. But that's going to be Izzet Murktide in a nutshell. This deck's popular, it's everywhere. We're going to find out why. I will see y'all in round 1. Alright, so we're on to play for our first round, which is exciting. Our hand is not bad either. So I've got a Bolt, I've got a turn 2 Ledger Shredder. I can play this on turn 3 and start doing stuff from there, and none of this is exactly going to make me sad. So let's see what we're looking at here as far as an opponent. Polluted Delta tells me absolutely nothing. So Rags is really good. I'm still going to play Ledger Shredder though, and let's see what our opponent's doing now. Rafine's Tower. So we're playing against Esper, and I'm pretty sure it's just Esper controls. Whoa, Dark Slick Shores. Never mind. I am now sure about absolutely nothing anymore. Do I just want to dash Rags? Or do I want to play EI? Either way, I'm sure my thing is biting a counterspell, so I guess I'm going to attack first to see if I'm eating a removal spell. If I eat a removal spell, that does make me a little more likely to be able to just like resolve something, but I guess that's not what's going to happen here. So I'm just going to cast a Ledger Shredder. So this way, if they have, oh wow, just resolved, F6'd. Tainted Indulgence. Oh, we're playing Persist deck? Shit. Oh, okay, cool. At least they didn't discard an Archon there. That would have sucked. Like, I do have double Lightning Bolt to deal with it, but man, that is not how I want to deal with that. Okay, so it looks like it was a Prismatic Ending, followed by a nothing. Okay. So Team Fence is actually quite nice. I'm going to EI. I want Harm in hand, Bolt in my deck, Inspire Bluff in play, and I'm going to cast Rags. Let's connive, pitching a Bolt. So if their turn is exactly if their turn is exactly Tainted Indulgence or Faithful Mending into a copy of Archon of Cruelty, I can't do shit about that. So I'm going to play as if they don't/can't have that. Okay, so there's a Teferi, most likely bouncing my Ledger Shredder. Yeah, but that's actually fine because I'm gonna Rags, hit their face, Bolt Teferi, Ledger Shredder, so I get to do a lot of stuff this turn. So let's hit their face because I really want the treasure token. I mean, maybe drawing a card off of their deck is nice too, but a Thoughtseize! Oh, that's strong. Alright, so I'm definitely casting this, killing you. Hi, please get out of my face. Not enough room in this town for both of us. Sees. Aha. So it was. Okay. So things I guess I'm just going to take this Tainted Indulgence here because literally everything else is pretty good out of their graveyard. I mean, I could take a Persist, but I think taking the Fuel spell is going to be best here. Okay. So that means I want this. I'm going to play you, and then in their upkeep, I'm going to do this. What are we drawing? Drawing a Flooded Strand. Noted. So as of right now, they don't have a way to really do anything with their spells, which is nice. They can just like make a land drop. They can't cast a Titan yet. There's nothing to reanimate, and they don't have a draw spell. So far so good. A Darcy is pretty nice. I can make a 1, 2, 3, so I can make a 6/6 Murktide and hold up my Archmage's Charm, which is nice. So if they want to just like cast the Grave Titan, Prismatic Ending. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we're facing down lethal. I also want to cast a Darcy. The treasure can help me cast my Archmage's Charm. And now I have 2 of them. Sick. Alright, so I feel like this is relatively sealed up here, but you never know. So, alright, sick. I was gonna say that was a lot of work for them to overcome, but just in case it wasn't, we don't want to like, you know, get cocky with it. So here, not you. So here I've got Mystical Disputes and Unlicensed Hearse. Cards that I don't particularly care about include Lightning Bolt, and I've got one more card to take out here. I think I want to take out exactly one Unholy Heat. So the reason I want Unholy Heat more than Bolt is because Archon of Cruelty happens to be a 6/6, and well, so is Grave Titan. If either of those hit the table, an Unholy Heat can answer it, but Lightning Bolts don't really do anything other than, you know, go to the face and occasionally take out Teferis. But I've got Mystical Disputes to help take care of Teferis. Also, they're like bad counter spells for Persist, which can sometimes just be good enough. So this is going to be our sideboarding plan here. There. So this is what we're going to be doing against Esper Reanimator, and hopefully we can just kind of run it back, right? Our hand is actually fine. So it is a one-lander, which is kind of medium, but our one-lander has a Mishra's Bauble, 2 copies of Consider, and a lot of interaction. So if they just want to take my counterspell and make me dig for another one, I think that's actually okay. They took my EI. I don't even really mind that, if I'm being honest. So here I will, oh, there. Let's not forget that. I'm going to do this in their upkeep, because I definitely want to make a land drop, but I don't want to do it during my turn, because if they have another Thoughtseize, then, you know, drawing a card now that I'm not going to cast just gives them a little extra info, and we don't really need to do that. So there's the Marsh Flats, and at the end of turn, I don't mind just casting my Consider. Oh, hey, there's the land. Perfect, perfect. Let's go. So now I get to draw the Bauble card. I get to draw this card. What are we doing? Opponents got to stop at my upkeep now, whereas I don't think they had one before. This makes me think that they're trying to participate. And I don't really want them to participate. Okay, looks like they are definitely trying to participate. So if this is an indulgence, I don't mind casting Mystical Dispute at this. Aw, man. All right, fine. So I'm not going to get to cast my Rags here. I do get to cast Consider, which is fine. And I will be able to, if I draw a land, cast, oh no, oh good. I'm like, oh, please just don't be a Teferi here. I would have been at least medium upset by that. Graveyard? Absolutely not. Untap. Don't know that I really needed that one, but let's go ahead and cast a Rags here, and now I can back it up with Counterspell. So if they want to, I don't know, Teferi or something, then I don't mind countering, untapping, getting to attack, and all that good stuff, right? Prismatic Ending. I think I'm going to try to fight over that a little. If they let my Counterspell resolve and then resolve a Teferi, then yeah, you got me, whatever. Oh, sick. So it looks like I'm just going to get the Rags attack off, which is nice. Flooded Strand. Dang, less nice. So I'm not going to cast the Ledger Shredder right now because I've got this Archmage's Charm. I would rather give myself the ability to... Oh, actually, I can just draw. I'm just going to do that. Not bad. Okay. So now I'm going to draw first and see what I have access to. A Prismatic Ending. Don't really care about that. Here, I can get Ledger Shredder and jam this one. Actually, is that the right spell to cast? No, it is not. I'm going to jam this so that I can consider into a counter spell if need be. And I don't need a second copy of Rags. Yeah, this feels a lot better. So now if they do get to start trying to resolve spells, I still got to add to my clock, which was obviously the goal there. And I can't wait until later to do this. Expressive. I will just draw this and let them bounce something then. No, I am definitely not putting that in my graveyard. So now they have to choose what to discard or bounce. That's fine. Another Darcy. You got it. So now I'm going to attack you with Teferi, attack your face with this, see what happens here. Oh my god. I can just cast an Archon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. That costs 8. I have 7. I will not lie and say I wasn't going to try it. Gonna cast the EI now. I also haven't made a land drop yet, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to both Surveil and Loot. I don't need one of those. I don't need another one of those. And damn it. Hand, deck, play. I don't believe... No, this deck has the ability to play Supreme Verdict. I don't think I need to walk into that. I'm always scared of anything that... Sick, let's go. But to the point, I'm always scared of anything that has access to Double White because you just like don't know whether that deck sideboards into Supreme Verdict. So even though a Supreme Verdict would be like a really sweet 3-for-1 for them right now, I can still untap with all of these treasures and then immediately jam Murktide, which would be an 8/8, and then Darcy, giving them the exact same problem all over again. So I think playing more creatures would have been a definite mistake there, but hey, 1-0, let's go. All right, we got round 2 playing against Ephemeral City. I don't know if that's a reference to something, but that's a pretty sweet username. 0-lander, 0% chance I keep. Okay. I'm here for this though. So our opponent's mulliganing as well. I've got, honestly, a ton of things to do. So I'm actually going to skip out on the Archmage's Charm here, just in case my first copy of Rags eats a removal spell. If my first copy of Rags doesn't eat a removal spell, then honestly, the fact that I'm stuck with a second copy of Rags in hand, I don't think will particularly matter because it means I'm winning by virtue of hitting him with freaking Rags. So let's see if that ends up actually being some formula for success here. A forest. And, oh man, Amulet Titan. Boo. All right, give me a lightning bolt, please. That was not a lightning bolt. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and I suspect that I'll just need to use a consider, but if their turn is going to be consisting of like a dryad here, then I'll be okay to just cast a counter spell. But man, our Boil Grazer is a big middle finger. You feel a little less good in my hand right now. A Summoner's Pact. Yep, that's gonna resolve. Dryad? No! Well, can't counter this. That sucks. And they had 2 basic forests too. Like, come on, man. No breaks at all. Graveyard, yes. Well, I don't see how we're winning this one. I now see how we're gonna try to win this one. Still not pretty. So let's grab this. Yeah, and there's just like no way this has actual text of any sort, really, I think. I'm pretty sure. Luckily, they're not going to get to make a construct here. So they pay 4, they go get an amulet, and then I'm still kind of trying to fight back here. So at least the Urza Saga didn't actually get to do a ton of things, but that doesn't mean I'm happy about this. A bolt. Is that helpful? I think the answer is actually yes. Let's attack. So I attack, they block, they don't block, they don't block. All right. All right, fine. I guess I just passed then. So this is not exactly a get out of jail free card here. I still need to actually find something else to do here. They're going to get map. Not that I can do much about that. Simic Growth Chamber can bounce this Cavern of Souls so that by the time they're ready to cast Primeval Titan, they will still just be allowed to call it back, naming Titan. Oh, come on. I have a bolt for that though, so never mind. I was busy complaining about that, but I actually do have a lightning bolt already in my hand. I mean, I guess I am still gonna complain just by virtue of I'm always gonna complain a little bit, but at least here, okay, never mind. I was gonna say here, at least if they have, oh, sick. So I do go to 11, and I don't necessarily like being at that low of a life total, but at least I can like kill this and make an attempt to fight back a little bit here. I don't know how realistic this is, but I can give myself a chance. What do I get? I get an amulet. I don't want that, but that is funny. So let's consider a bolt. I do not want a bolt. I also don't really want to counterspell against the Titan that I can't counter here. But if they have a, I don't really care about this amulet. They can keep that. Yeah. All right, go. If they have a, what you call it, instead of an actual Titan though, a Summoner's Pact, then I'll be at least medium happy about that. Oh, what's your second land drop then? Amulet of Vigor. I will Spell Pierce this. I don't think I'm going to get much other use out of Spell Pierce, so okay. So now that we've effectively convinced them to tap most of their mana, I think, okay, a Bauble. I don't think that's particularly helpful, but I can at least try to Bauble, and then maybe in their upkeep, Slayer Stronghold, okay. I can draw an Unholy Heat, which makes me think that I should probably do this and get rid of this. It doesn't actually matter which one I keep. Oh, I have 5 types because I have an artifact. I didn't need to use this Rags. Whoops. Mistakes were made, and it was an island anyway. Never mind. So the Slayer Stronghold, a Summoner's Pact. Okay, so I will counterspell this because I'm not going to get to use a counterspell otherwise, and now this is going to get to kill Rags, and I'm sad, etc., etc. Did it just have the thing anyway? They just have it anyway. All right, fine. So there's a game against Amulet Titan. That's annoying. Dress Down doesn't really have text here. Fury does, Spreading Seas does, and on the play, what do I want? I don't really want actual Bolt, even though it can clear out the copies of, oh, what's that stupid card called? Our Boil Grazer. And I think Spell Pierce is pretty medium. We didn't see any Karns out of them, so I think Spell Pierce is not exactly high stock. So let's go ahead and try this. And I think I do like the Spell Pierce on the play because I can at least sometimes counter things that are important, like a, what's that card called? The Summoner's Pact, or, ooh, that's actually really nice against an Urza Saga. So this I'll keep, but the Spell Pierce can hit like a turn 1 amulet. It can hurt something like a Summoner's Pact that's trying to get a Dryad. So there's a lot of application there. And here, I don't hate this, especially if they play an Urza Saga early. This Spreading Seas is going to look really nice if that happens. Sun Home, Amulet. Alright, so unfortunately that means we don't have a copy of Graveyard Yes, consider. Okay, so here I have a couple of options. I can hold up my counterspell, I can Ledger Shredder now, and let them resolve a Dryad. I think that's a mistake, especially considering that I have, well, to consider. Let's not do that. Okay, bounce land in. Arboreal Grazer first. Opponent, you are officially annoying. And you only have 2 mana after this, so I actually am gonna counter this, because now that you don't have another land drop, good. I was gonna say, I assume they will not be able to make another productive play. And the fact that this is a subtlety is actually really nice. So I'm going to Spreading Seas this, right? If I Spreading Seas this, I guess a green bounce land still does the thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna Ledger Shredder and then consider. And do I kill off Rags? I think I do kill off Rags. I really want the Spreading Seas. The Subtlety and the Murktide are both really good. I don't want that. That's fine, I guess. I mean, I can't do anything about it. The fact that it's in my hand, so it's gotta be fine, right? Okay. Endurance. We're just casting Endurance sorcery speed. I think I actually kind of want to subtlety that. 1, 2, 3. So this can be a 5/5 next turn. I think I actually will subtlety this. Oh, sick. They also didn't have another land. That's nice. Oh, I also get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. I'm also gonna get to connive. Okay, I'm gonna play this as well. So I am a little sad that I'm not going to have another mana source to play with this, but I am certainly not sad about having access to a 6/6 flyer. Sure, an island. Okay, sure, why not? All right, so let's see what I can draw along with that island then. A Fury. A Fury is actually pretty good. So they can just go ahead and cast this Endurance and, oh, well, now if I draw a red card, this Fury is especially looking great. But as it stands, they're taking 8 currently. Rutro Raggy. Oh, well, all right. They can safely target me because I don't have any spells in my graveyard. So let's see if I can draw a red card. I cannot draw a red card. Let's see if I can draw a red card instead. I can draw a red card. So I can kill the Dryad and just attack for 6. I don't really care about the Endurance being on the table. That's kind of whatever. And Rags honestly doesn't really have much text here. So I think I am going to do that. So you can be Force of Destroy Dryad. So let's get our attack on here. They can block 2 and take 6, go to 12. Yeah. And they do have 5 mana, so if they have a Primeval Titan, there's nothing I can do about that. But that was already the case, so fingers crossed. Oh, great. All right. Oh, you know what? If they cast a Primeval Titan and I draw exactly a counter spell, oh, that's gonna be so good. Fuck, so close. That sucks. Okay. Unfortunate. So they're gonna get to attack here. Oh man, almost a counter spell. Yeah, so this is gonna be an absolute mess. So they're gonna get to give Primeval Titan haste. I'm gonna, I guess, cry about that. We take at least 8. Yeah, they can't do anything with double strike land, which is at least nice. If they want to attack with Endurance, I suppose they have the ability to do that. They're not going to though. Okay. What'd they get? Teleria West and a Forest. Okay, sure. So I take 8, go to 8, and do some finger crossing. We're so dead. All right. Give me an Unholy Heat, I guess. Fire Bluff. Not quite. All right. I'm gonna attack and I'm gonna try to not die. That is my entire goal in life right now. Don't die. So will I succeed in the not dying part? Find out this time. Okay. Yeah, poor Archmage's Charm. Not really helping me feel the love here. So they can just go and get a Dryad, and honestly I'm dead on the spot if they find a Dryad. Celestia Sanctuary, that is pretty good for them, but it's not a Dryad. Oh no, just another fucking Titan. Wait a minute, they already bounced Haste Land to their hand. This by itself, I don't think does anything. Oh wait, this can get Sun Home and they can untap it, and then the attacking Primeval Titan can get double strike. Or they're gonna do none of that. Well, I guess I will take the chance I'm given. Oh, fine. So now they can get Summoner's Pack. Summoner's Pack can get Dryad. Nope, they're doing none of that. What is happening? Okay. How am I not dead? There's Valakut in a land. I guess I'll go to 7. Still very curious as to why I'm alive. I can draw what? Oh, more Summoner's Packs. Okay. So there's the Dryad. They should have gotten that pre-combat. I should not be alive right now. Untap. Oh no. Okay. Oh god. So close, so close, so close. All right. I can draw a Fury. Oh my god. Let's go. Get out. You can no longer block my thing. Oh my god, opponent. What? Opponent said nice draw, GG. And I'll say GG back to be friendly, but holy shit, I had no business being in that game. What, opponent? All right. Do I want Chalices for Summoner's Pact? I'm reconsidering my earlier answer of no. I still want the Archmage's Charms, I think. I'm deciding on what, if anything else, to take out for the second and third copies of Chalice, and I'm still medium convinced that it's not Archmage's Charm. Being on a draw is going to be really difficult, though. Yeah, I'm going to take out Archmage's Charms on a draw. I am nowhere near guaranteed to actually have 3 open mana on really any turn. I cannot believe our opponent threw that game as hard as they did, if I'm being completely honest. So I am going to keep this hand. It's actually not that bad. So I can Ledger Shredder, and we're not going to do... Oh, God, give me a Spreading Seas. All right. Well, can't do much about that, but I still really want a Spreading Seas if we're going to have this. So I would like to start off with this Mishra's Bauble, because I do not want to body myself by a Darcy. Okay, I do want to draw a Darcy. So I'm going to do this. Is there any chance they do this now? I think the answer is probably no, but I think I should still cast this now. Okay, I don't think there's any reasonable chance that they actually draw the, I'm sorry, that they actually use Summoner's Pact this turn, but I still think it's probably right to do it like that. Okay, so now they're going to get to untap that. That's kind of whatever. And I'm going to consider and really hope this finds me a Spreading Seas. That'd be super sick. So you can go to the graveyard, untap. Damn. A guy can hope. So I want to do this and Steam Vents for a copy of nothing, I think is my answer. Because this turn they can definitely cast a Primeval Titan or a Dryad. Like, there's nothing I can do to stop that. And they're gonna get an Amulet right now. So the likelihood of my actually getting to play a creature safely with just an island and a Steam Vents is pretty close to 0. So I'm gonna give myself a chance to consider, and consider has the potential to look for something like, say, a Subtlety 2, which is nice. I don't know how, fuck. Yeah, not much I'm doing about that. Okay, sucks a lot more. Oh, are we doing nothing? Oh, we're doing nothing. All right, well, I'll be happy to use this consider then. Mishra's Bauble, graveyard. No, I want that to proc all my good stuff. A counterspell. A counterspell is actively great. So here I can Darcy first, Mishra's Bauble now, holding up my counterspell. I'm aware that it's going to get countered, but I want the Surveil. But I also don't want to tap out. I certainly don't want to get rid of that. All right, so let's see if we can get out of a lot of this now. So now I have something that can attack, and a Saga is super annoying, but Expressive Iteration also files under really annoying. I do not want that. I want you in hand, you in the deck, and you in exile. I'm gonna do this and see if I can't, like, I don't know, find another land or something. Ooh, that's good too, though. Let's think. What can I draw that's better than this? I can draw, of course, a land is nice. I've got Fury and Unholy Heat to help solve the problem of Prime Times and or Dryads, but I think I want to draw a land more. Graveyard, yes. Not that land, but I should have specified. I did not specify what kind of land I wanted to draw, so that's my fault. So here they can start making constructs, which I guess is fine. An untapped land just lets me, like, cast Fury, which is good enough. 2, 3, 4, 5 currently. Oh, no, two of these. Shit, that's primetime territory. That sucks. Crap. Man. Oh God, is this a fucking Cultivator Colossus? Please don't. Okay. Am I dead? Oh, damn you, island. Oh, red land would have been so good. 7, 8 total mana. Oh, I'm gonna get to cast a counterspell. Yes, not tapped, right? Right. Okay. Well, let's see what happens with this then. We're just making a construct token. I can do nothing about that. Is this a Dryad? No. Okay. I will not go so far as to say that we're out of the clear, but, you know, I have 4 types. Okay. Rags. Rags is actually not bad because I can evoke the Fury holding up Counterspell and Ledger Shredder. Yeah, no, I'm actually going to keep that because, like, I don't want the Rags, but I do want to have something that lets me hold up counterspell mana still. So I can do this, and connive. Oh, fuck. I want that too, though. Pitching Fury then? No, what am I talking about? Because if I'm not casting Spreading Seas, then I just don't have a use for it. So I'm just going to pitch the Spreading Seas. Duh, almost messed that one right up. All right, go away, construct token. All right, so now they're going to go ahead and take their 3, go to 14. I've got a relatively reasonable clock here. They can use the Urza Saga to go get a expedition map and look for Cavern of Souls. If they do that, it means that I won't be able to count. Oh no, don't actually do that, opponent, please. Please no. I should really stop speaking things into existence. Can't do anything about the Bajuka Bog again, so my Darcy's gonna be back to just a 1/1. But if they use this expedition map to go look for a cavern and cast another Primeval Titan, then I'm super fucked. So I don't know. Don't do that, please. So what do you got? Summoner's Pact. Do I counter Summoner's Pact? I think I have to just cross my fingers. Another prime time. Oh fuck. All right. I'm gonna feel stupid. Oh, feeling stupid. Connive. Damn it. Man. Oh, I'm already not gonna get to use. Wait a minute. Cavern's not on the table yet. They don't have another land drop. I know about only Prime Time and Cavern. They have 4 cards. I'm actually gonna counterspell this. Right? They have 2, 3, 4. Cavern would untap itself twice. So if their only land is a Cavern, this might actually be like a lit play here. And I kind of have to keep that. So, God, we're gambling so hard right now. Oh shit! We were right. All right. Untap. EI. Oof. Subtlety. Hell yeah. Oh, wait. There's a Scalding Tarn. Hand, deck, exile. Scalding Tarn. Pop, play. Swing for 3. Oh my god, the Subtlety hard cast is gonna be so good too. Holy shit. Oh, they also have to just pay this too? Nice. That allows us to, unless they have a really good land here, to just like pop the Fiery Islet and like look for another real card here. So that's fine. If they name Dryad, I'm not gonna do anything about that. Elemental? What is this, an Endurance? Yeah, I don't really care about that. That's fine. Since I'm not going to Subtlety this, I'm gonna look for an actual counter spell, I guess. Wait, I can't counter it. Whatever. I did it. Drawn a card. A bubble. Sure. If I draw a blue card, I'll still be pretty happy with getting to hardcast Fury at this and then Subtlety this. So let's see. A Darcy. Okay. So here I'm gonna cast this. Graveyard. Look at my own deck to see if it's a blue card. It is not a blue card. Okay. That means that I don't want to hard cast this. I just want to Fury, exiling Darcy, and keeping Subtlety mana up. Yes. Conniving away that land. 4 damage goes here. You take 3. Magic the Gathering on hard mode. Go, opponent. Jesus. Oh yeah. Oh, alright. Well, that's actually not bad either. So if they allow me to counterspell the Primeval Titan, I'm just gonna cast a counterspell. Yeah, because I don't know when I'm gonna be able to productively use this counterspell again. I actually do want to keep that there, because that can help protect against another, whatever the hell the 0 mana thing is called. Summoner's Pact. Uh-oh. This is another fucking Titan? Come on. Oh, thank God. Okay. Shoo. I'm like, come on. Get out of my face, opponent. All right, so we're going to cast this at 0. Surveil that into the graveyard. Attack you for 5 in a second. And pray to God that the Subtlety continues to be good. So we can still die from 13 somehow. I don't know how, but I'm sure there is a way I can die from 13. They currently have, what? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Hell yeah, they scooped. Sick. Man, that was scary. On to the next round. All right, we're on the draw for round 3 against Mama Vincia. Honestly, one of the cooler usernames I've seen in a bit. I hope that's some kind of reference. All right, so Misty tells me nothing. Steam Vents. Are we a mirror? We are probably a mirror. Okay, so against this lovely mirror match, I want to cast this, see if it's something I want to draw. It is something I want to draw. Okay, that means I'll be holding up this lovely Unholy Heat. And I'm gonna do this in their upkeep before they have the ability to, actually, no, that's false. I'm going to do this, start a combat to make sure they don't dash a Rags and kill me with it. Okay. Steam Vents. I had to think about that. I'm like, what am I looking for? So if they Spell Pierce this, great. If not, that's fine too. Okay. Oh, one-landers. We're keeping one-landers. Okay. That is not the life I was hoping or expecting our opponent to live, but I will certainly take the W's when they come like this. So here's 1, here's 2. If you have 2 removal spells and a rags, then you got me. But that's what we're gonna do. All right, so there's 1 removal spell. That's fine. But now an Unholy Heat doesn't actually do anything because I've got a 3/3, so damn it, it's a bolt. All right, let's cast our first EI. Ooh, look at us go. Rags, play this, play rags. And I know where 2 of your removal spells are, so hopefully you don't have another one. Can I hope? So unfortunate to our opponent, who is kept a 1-lander and seems to be getting punished pretty hard for it, unfortunately. Okay, so it looks like no, we are in fact not out of removal spells. Okay, still no land drop from our opponent, which is a little bit unfortunate. But they go ahead, pop that. I get to play yet another EI here, and oh man. Yeah, that's gas. So I want Counter Spell in hand, or do I want Spell Pierce more knowing that I have Archmage's Charm? No, I want Spell Pierce more knowing that I have Archmage's Charm. So Spell Pierce in hand, this in the bottom of my deck, and I'm gonna play this now. So let's do that. Go get a basic island here and make... Oh, okay, they're done. They're over it. Sick. So things I want against them. I want Unlicensed Hearse in a mirror. I want Mystical Disputes, and I also want Furies. Lots of cards. Things that I don't necessarily want. 3 mana Archmage's Charms seem kind of medium. I want all of the removal spells. Spell Pierce, I think, is gonna leave. Like, so many cards that seem really easy for them to play around, right? And do I want actual counterspell here? I think I want 1 Archmage's Charm more than I want 1 counterspell. Dealing Darcy a Rag seems like a reasonable line, but I think relying on an actual counterspell to counter, like, say, Murktide Region or something is probably not too realistic. It might be necessary. It could just be considers. Yeah, I legitimately have no idea. So I'm going to stick with my first instinct and hope it's good enough. Okay, so let's resubmit. And honestly, we're just kind of like hoping this plan's good enough, because if I'm gonna play a deck like this on a regular basis, I should probably do a little research as to what's good and what's not. I'm on the draw, and our opponent's taking a mulligan. I have an Unlicensed Hearse and a Bauble to effectively have 3 draw steps to draw 1 land. So I'm gonna keep this. If I resolve the Hearse, that is nowhere near game over for cards like Darcy and Murktide, but it is very good against those things. So I'm gonna hope that that's good enough there. Oh, all right, well, that plays. I'm going to do this, and I'm just gonna cast 1 of the rags. So we're gonna fetch, and then after the fetch, I'm gonna see what they have access to for the draw step. Another bolt. Okay, so good night, sweet prince. I'm drawing another bauble. That's pretty good. So what are we doing with this? They have a hearse as well. Okay. You got it. So it looks like none of us are playing Murktides this game, or what are you telling me? So they got the first hearse. First, same as the first. So they're exiling my things. So I understand that I'm still going to... What? There. So they can just untap and exile their own things. But doing it like this makes it just a little bit harder for our opponent's life here. And realistically, that's all we want. We want to just make our opponent's lives a little more miserable whenever possible. So they have a Spire Bluff Canal. Okay. And they're drawing a Polluted Delta, whatever. So let's get ready to untap ourselves, draw more cards. Another Bauble is great. And what do I want to do here? I can Ledger Shredder and immediately Bauble, knowing that I can get rid of Murktide Region that I already don't plan on casting. If I draw a land, that's wonderful. They can have a Bolt in response to that trigger, but I think I'm okay with that. So let's see if I'm allowed to do that. Okay, looks like a negative. You got it. Still gonna connive though. Yeah, I have next to no use for these Murktide regions. And now I'm the one not drawing lands, so sad times, sad times. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna be playing this medium awkward game. They have another hearse coming. Great. Okay. That sucks. Yeah, okay. So now I can hearse these. And the fact that they're gonna get to hearse in response doesn't actually like offend me too much here. Yeah. Oh, consider and is actually good here. So I'm gonna get rid of these out of their graveyard, and I can play this, bolt this now, so that they don't get a connive trigger. Is that last card a freaking counterspell? All right. It is. All right, opponent. So you're gonna get to connive, but I'm gonna get a Murktide Regent resolved. So, aha. Fear my 4/4. Oh, how embarrassing. All right, so they're resolving an EI, and I know that their last card here is a unlicensed hearse, which has median diminishing returns. Not great, but if I can clear this Ledger Shredder, then I will be pretty happy to be able to do something with this Rags too. So that's kind of a life goal at the moment. Let's see what happens. So they have a Bauble, which is really good for this. Yeah, so they might just get rid of the other hearse. Nope, snow covered island. Okay, they targeted me. Noted. Opponent, tell me whether I'm drawing something useful. Ah, I wanted that. So the last card is an unlicensed hearse, which luckily for me has oh, I get to just hit him with a Rags? All right, I'll take that. Oh, I might get to hit him with a Rags. Right. Okay. So I'm still gonna try it though. Okay. A land. Boo. So what can I do about this Ledger Shredder? I think the answer is actually nothing. So I am just going to exile some spells out of their deck or out of their graveyard, and they can respond by just getting rid of their own stuff, which I can't do anything about that. And I also don't want to give them a free connive. So I'm just gonna let my Rags go back to hand and call this a day. I would prefer more land drops here. Please and thank you, deck, if you could manage that. So what's this? Are we just drawing two? We are just drawing two. Okay. I'm going to respond. I know they have unlicensed hearse. I think I should kill this now. So they are gonna get to connive, and I honestly kind of hate that. I hope they don't have Spell Pierce as one of their cards in their hand. Okay, so they discarded a land, and they didn't crew the unlicensed hearse. Okay, that's actually kind of decent for me. If this last mana here is for a removal spell, then I am sad about that. Oh, it's a dashed Rags. Well, that sucks. Okay, hopefully they don't take something really good off of me. They took a Flooded Strand. Phew, that sucks. Great. All right, what'd they take? They took spells from me. Okay. I'm gonna take Archmages and Unholy Heat from you. I'm gonna dash my own Rags and hope that I can dodge a removal spell from this treasure token here. Oh, come on, go away. All right, what can I get? Oh, I want that too though. All right, I guess I'll draw it. Oof, man. Yeah, all of these missed land drops are actually killing me now. So I'm pretty unhappy about letting them dash a Rags, but I can't really do much about that. So I guess I'll take this and cry about it. But them exiling all of these Scalding Tarns and things off the top of my deck is pretty helpful though, not gonna lie. So they took some more spells out of my yard, which is fine. Okay, so I'm glad they're not like able to use this opportunity to resolve something like, say, a Murktide or anything, which is nice. Oh, am I being counterspelled? I'm being mystically disputed. All right, that sucks. No, I don't have it. So let's exile some spells out of their graveyard. I am gonna play this, although my plan is to just Fiery Islet off of here. So let's cry about taking two, and then they've got 3 cards left. So I'm kind of hoping that I'm able to, oh, all right, a dashed Rags again, you got it. Taking 2, going to 8, crying about that. They get, I don't know what they took. Oh, they took a Darcy. Ugh, that sucks. A Murktide. Can't really do much with that. Untap. I also can't really do much with that. Okay. Take a bunch of non-lands out of your stuff, I guess. So this can at the very least block their dashed Rags, but if they like just cast Rags and use it to crew the unlicensed hearse, I'm kind of dead on the spot. Are they just stealing my Darcy? They are stealing my Darcy. All right, GG. Game 3. So on the play, I definitely want the Spell Pierces back when I'm on the play, because I want to be able to take over their copies of the unlicensed hearse. I feel like it's a lot more reliable on the play than a draw. And I think I want these back on the play too. I don't necessarily want the Baubles that badly. I think they're like the worst of the bunch of cards that I could have. I also could just like not play Murktide Regent and instead just like rely on Furies and all of these other non-graveyard cards. Actually, that might be the play. I think that actually is the play, because like with the Furies, I'm only losing a couple of threats, because Fury is certainly a respectable threat on its own. What's this? This is kind of bad. Yeah, this is actually a lot better. So I'm gonna keep this, and I want to keep all of these real cards. So I'm gonna pitch the Scalding Tarn. Yeah, a little sad we didn't get one of our 1-drops, but it's what it is. So let's see what you're drawing. You are drawing a Murktide Regent. Okay. Okay, no threat there, which is nice. Bauble and Dispute. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this Bauble again, and I guess it is kind of cool that I kept the Baubles around to like, you know, excuse me, what am I looking for? To keep our draws like decent. The Defense is what you're drawing. I want to draw a Spell Pierce here for Unlicensed Hearse. If they just like jam it and damn it. I was gonna say, if they just like jam it and I don't have an answer, then that's going to suck. So I don't know. Okay, I was gonna say, so hopefully this is just like a dashed rag event or something. Untap, draw a Ledger Shredder. Ledger Shredder is a card I do want, but not yet. So I really want them to just like tap out for something. That'd be really nice of them, but I currently don't have the resources to make them do that. And if they don't want to tap out, I would really prefer that they just a rags, regular, not dashed. Okay, noted. So I'm going to cast, do I want to Bolt or do I want to Unholy Heat? And that one's actually kind of a thinker. I'm going to Unholy Heat because the likelihood of them resolving a Unlicensed Hearse is honestly kind of high. So Lightning Bolt will have a lot more text against things like Darcy's and whatnot. So let's Ledger Shredder here, Counterspell. Okay, I think I let that slide because I can now Mystical Dispute a, wait a minute, they're only gonna have 2 spells, so it's gonna be a 5/5. Let's think about this. If they play a land in Murktide, yeah, that's actually fine. All right, still gonna play this though. Still gonna look for something like a Spell Pierce. There is in fact a Murktide Regent, so a little glad we didn't walk into that just blind and naked. There's another Fury. Okay, so let's see if you're just gonna like jam a Murktide at me now. Okay, Unlicensed Hearse. Well, I guess it's a good thing that we kept the Lightning Bolt rather than the other thing. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. Unfortunate. A Flooded Strand. Actually a pretty good draw. So I'm a little closer to being able to just like hard cast Fury, and if I can actually get to countering a Murktide, then so much the better. But I got a little bit of work to do on my hands here. Okay, so they don't need to flinch because they have the Unlicensed Hearse. So what they don't know is that I sideboarded out all of the copies of Murktide that I have here, but it's still pretty good for them. So they're still gonna get to just like take stuff out of my graveyard. I cry about it, etc., etc. But let's see what I can get away with here. A Ledger Shredder. That's not that bad because I have the Bolt already. Do I walk myself into just like another Spell and Connive? I think the answer is no. So I'll just untap. So let's do this first. Oh, shoo. Oh, I won't say I wasn't scared there. Okay, so if they jam Murktide Regent, what happens? I just don't have a good time. So I'm gonna try to Unlicense Hearse here, see if I can get away with resolving this. They're exiling cards out of my graveyard. That's fine, because I'm going to exile spells out of yours and do my best to make sure that Murktide Regent is just a 3/3. And if I can stop it from actually resolving, even better. But I see that as relatively unlikely. What are we doing, opponent? Okay, so I guess they were deciding on whether to tap out for one, and it looks like the answer they arrived at was no. So let's resolve one of these. Ooh, it actually just resolved. Okay, hand, deck, exile. And there's like basically a 0% chance this actually survives the turn. But I can give myself at least that small chance, I guess. Yeah, sure. It's dead. Heat and I guess Shredder. And if you want to respond by doing, yeah, sure. Yeah, you got it. Just keeping it so that I can never cast a Murktide Regent. But once again, that was never in my list of plans. A Darcy is nice. Don't particularly care, but a Darcy is nice. Okay, yeah, so I'm doing nothing about that. That's fine. Okay, so they have a 5th land now. What, if anything, are we gonna do with this? They also have 6 cards in hand, which is kind of a big deal. I would like to draw another land or 2 so that I can just like cast Furies. A Consider is actually not bad. I'm gonna cast a Consider. I would like to Surveil. Inexpressive. I definitely want that. All right. Hell no, don't put that in the graveyard. But I'm just gonna attack for 1 for right now. All right, go. Or are we just killing this? All right, so I'll exile my own cards here. That's fine. And good night, sweet princess. Okay, noted. She's gone. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana here, which is still quite enough for some shenanigans, but let's see what actually ends up happening here. I'm going to try to resolve Inexpressive. Oh my god, these are just like resolving. So I want to put Spell Pierce in my hand. They have a lot of mana, but I think if we have to fight over something on a key turn, then it could still end up mattering. Definitely more than like just like a naked Rags, right? I am a little sad that I wasn't able to actually just draw a land there, but I think I'm satisfied with attacking for 6. So yeah, you got that. That's gonna happen. All right, so take this and go to 8 and go. Expressive. I am going to try to dispute this Expressive. Now let's see what they do about this. Nothing. Okay, they still have 5 cards. 5 is a lot of cards still. We are engineered for 1. You blow up my Rags? Sure. I don't know that I care about that. All right, bye Rags. You got it. Sure. Draw a Bolt. A counterspell is pretty good though. Okay. Counterspell actually does change the way I want to play this turn. So I'm gonna exile the 2 spells. This way, just on the off chance that you actually do get to resolve your Murktide, I'm not just kind of like SOL on interactions here. But now I think I'm in a pretty good spot though, because they're at 8 and my purse has 8 cards under it. A Bolt, I'm gonna do absolutely 0 things about. You got that. Unholy Heat. That does not have much text here, so let's just chill for now. And in your upkeep, I will exile these. I do not mind if you respond by doing the same. Okay, so they just allowed it. Misty Rainforest, don't really care too much about that. Going to 5. Oh, we're just gonna risk it for the fucking biscuit? All right, well, GG. Oh, that was hella risky. And unfortunately, it's gonna turn out to not be worth it. So if this is a subtlety, then I need to be a little worried. Actually, I need to be very worried if it's a subtlety, because I just die on the spot, because they can just resolve literally anything. So I'm actually just going to do this. Yeah, that's a lot smarter, I think, because there's no way I can beat a subtlety. So I don't think I need to walk myself into shenanigans. I'm going to exile their things. And I really don't mind if they exile my stuff, because I'm already not, Murktide's out of the deck. What do I care? Bobble, you got it. Targeting me with that. You got noted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are we just like casting another Murktide? We are in fact casting another Murktide. Okay, so I can counterspell this and surveil, which is nice. I don't really want that, do I? I gotta think about that. How many Rags have they seen? They've seen 1 Rags, 2 Rags. There's still 2 in the deck. So I'm actually going to put this in the graveyard, because Rags can just like immediately crew an unlicensed hearse, and so can another Darcy. Now that I think about it, literally any creature that actually resolves can just immediately crew this thing. So they're going to get to draw a card. Oh, wait a minute. Duh, I'm stupid. I could have just, yeah. I get to evoke. So I get to evoke with counterspell backup, and then with evoking, I get to crew this. Yeah, good game. All right, opponent saw it before I did, which makes me feel a little dumb, but yeah, that works perfectly fine, because this isn't at sorcery speed, the crew ability. I can just evoke this with no target on to enter the battlefield, crew this before the creature dies, and then I get to attack for a shit ton. I should have seen that like 2 turns ago, so whoops. So if you saw that and you're busy laughing at me now, feel free to comment, because that was really funny. But 3-0, so we'll take those. Okay, we got round 4. We're on the draw. Hand is on the very you know what, I'm actually going to look up this player first to see if I can tell what they're playing before making a decision as to whether I want to keep this hand. Indomitable Creativity was the last thing they played. I will keep this hand against Creativity. So ideally, this is going to be a deck that doesn't actually do too much before turn like 3. This deck does play Ren in 6, so facing that down on the draw is a little annoying, but having Counterspell, EI, Ledger Shredder, Ketria Triumph, okay. Yeah, I feel like we can deal with that if that's what's happening here. So let's start off by just playing one of these Flooded Strands and passing the turn. And then this turn, of course, can contain a Ren in 6, and that's annoying. But if it is not a Red in 6, then Sacred Foundry Ketria Triumph, so I'm sure it is. It is. And actually, this makes me a little happier that we didn't start off on, like, you know, a Rags or something. So let's go ahead and do this. Find ourselves a Steam Vents, tapped, untap, and I can play I do not want to play a Darcy into your Renin 6, so if you don't mind, opponent, I will choose to not do that. But I can hold up a counterspell for a potential Teferi draw here, and then kind of see what we can do from here. Facing down its Renin 6 still sounds fairly miserable, but losing the die roll, there's not too much I could have done about that. Okay, so let's pop this, look for another one of these, put it in tapped, and do the untap. Unholy Heat. Unfortunately, that doesn't really have too much of a job yet, but I'll just chill for a turn. So I only have one card type right now. I don't think I want to let them kill my Dragon's Rage Channeler for free. Starting next turn, I'll have the ability to play Ledger Shredder and hold up a counterspell, or I can play EI depending on whatever they choose to do. So let's see what actually ends up happening here. They did not pop Scalding Tarn before doing that, so I'm thinking this is going to be a Dwarven Mine turn, but that's fine because I already have the Unholy Heat, so I can protect myself against that. Let's just untap. A Mishra's Bauble. That's really helpful, actually, because now I can go ahead and play my Ledger Shredder instead of having to think about Darcy, and from there, I'll just be able to... We're remanding. Yeah, that's going to resolve. You can have your remand. Let's see if they pop this. They will. Okay. And I will assume this is a Dwarven Mine. It is, in fact, a Dwarven Mine. Okay. So now I'm going to pop this and see what they have. A Nahiri. Okay, well, that's a thing that happens in the universe. Okay. So I'm not going to touch anything here. Let's have them untap. Ice. Well, now I'm going to kill this. So let's see if from here I can draw another Unholy Heat maybe, or a Bolt. It's an island. An island is unfortunately not super helpful, but I do have 3 card types. So I can potentially play this if I get a 4th type here by casting this EI here, but I won't lie and say that this isn't really threatening, because it is. What's this? Don't be a Teferi. Oh, it's the Nahiri. Okay. Can't do much about the Nahiri anyway. So I am going to start off here. Okay, so that's just going to resolve, which is nice. So I'm going to consider to hand, Shredder to deck, Island now, and I can't do anything about this Renin 6 getting to do the thing. So that thing is going to basically be infinite copies of Remand, which is honestly kind of terrifying, but oh, that's gonna suck. Yeah, so they're gonna get to do the creativity thing. I think I should do this and look for a Bolt or an Unholy Heat now. I'm definitely not piercing the Bolt. Oof. What are the odds that they try to cast creativity without playing another land first and I actually get away with a spell pierce? I'm sure it's got to be like close to 0, right? So this is probably just going to be us going to game 2. But let's see what actually ends up happening here. Okay, so they are returning the land instead of getting the emblem, which makes sense if they have the combo now. Are they fetching first to play around? Oh, they're gonna ice now. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna do that and float blue. Now we switch phases. Yeah, sad times, population us. Okay, and there's an Emrakul. All right, we can go to game 2. I'm not beating that. So let's go ahead and do a few things. We can Spreading Seas, and that does a couple of things for us. Mystical Dispute turns off Teferi, and what else? Counterspells. Teferi and counterspells. Is that enough for me to care? I think the answer is probably no. Fury can help against all of these planeswalkers, which is kind of nice. And I think that's really all I would want here. So let's just... Subtlety's not bad. They have a million planeswalkers. So here, things that I don't really want include... I actually kind of do want all of these things. I'm going to take out the Murktide Regents. I am putting in a lot of threats, but also this deck can side into Rest in Peace pretty easily, and I just don't need to deal with that. And I'll take out one of my 3 mana counter spells. Let's think about that. No, I want all the counter spells I can get. Instead, I'll simply take out 1 copy of Rags. Yeah, I feel like that's okay. So taking out a copy of Rags is probably fine because they've got Renin 6 anyway. So the likelihood of Rags just dying to a resolved Renin 6 is kind of high. Obviously, since I'm on the play, it's a lot better than on a draw. If I was on a draw, I'd probably take all of them out if I'm being honest. But I think we can rock with this. Like, a Resolved Fury is pretty good against any of the Planeswalkers, and we've seen that they play at least Renin 6 and Nahiri. Looking at their list, they also have Teferi. So let's see if we can kind of salvage this. There. So that's going to be our sideboard plan here. Let's submit. And we will be on to play this time. That's pretty lackluster. That is loads better. So I'm gonna do this and skip out on one of these unholy heats. Let's do this and try the ape friend. And all right, opponent, what are you drawing? A dwarven mine. Noted. Golding Tarn. And do we get the land? We do. Uh-oh. Looks like we're also catching a... Oh, no, we're not. Is this thing actually going to survive? Oh my god, I think it's actually going to survive. Live, little monkey friend, live! Oh, crap, it actually did. Let's go... We took a Prismari command. That's not bad. I don't want it, but it's not bad. So let's just go ahead and jam a Darcy here. So the cool thing about this now is if they want to use a copy of Ren and 6 to, like, kill Rags, then they will be putting... a creature in my graveyard that's type 3, and I can cast Consider to make type 4 for Darcy, so Darcy can kind of revenge kill, so that's pretty sweet. Also, if you know what the term revenge kill comes from, go ahead and put that in the comments because it's pretty great. So there's the Ren and 6. So I'm going to consider now to look for a Spell Pierce. You can go in the graveyard. You can go in the graveyard. Damn, not quite. Okay. So that's fine. You take out my Rags, but this is a 3/3 like we said. So let's untap. There's another Darcy. Okay. So I'm going to kill this Ren and 6 and I'm not going to cast the other Darcy. Instead, I'll just look for something to Archmage's Charm. And if they play something I don't particularly care about, I'll just draw 2. Either route I think is fine. Okay. Okay, so I will attempt to draw 2 now. A Consider... I'll pass on that. Oh, wow. Now is Darcy dying? I mean, I kind of doubt it. All right. And there's a counter spell. Nice. All right. So I'm going to do this, and I'm actually just going to jam this one first. This way, if there's something that I want to counter spell this turn for some odd reason, I get to Surveil 2. I very much doubt that I won't actually do anything this turn, but just in case. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. Go ahead, opponent. So what's this? Just a Triumph, probably? It is a Triumph. Okay. There's a Dwarven Mine. We did know that was there. There's a Nahiri. So Nahiri can go ahead and kill this Darcy, but if that's their entire plan, I'm actually pretty satisfied with just casting Unholy Heat on Nahiri and letting them get rid of this. Let's think about that. No, I actually will counterspell this. I have 2 Surveils to find myself another counter magic. That's not it. That is very good. Okay. And since they're at 11, I'll be pretty satisfied with almost anything I see here. So let's do this. I get to Surveil twice and then dig through 3 cards, except I want that. Oh, fuck. That's good. You can go in my hand because I want to use you if need be. You go back into the deck and you get played now. Oh, you know what? It might have been a mistake to use the, no, this is fine. Never mind. I'm okay. I think. Creativity, X is 1, targeting that one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and try to target this with this, but I'm actually still okay. That doesn't do anything. I'm casting a red spell. Okay. I'm like, I am so confused by that Veil of Summer. Yeah, okay. I'm like, wait, what? I had questions. This hand is ridiculously medium. No threat. I do have Bauble plus this. I've got this. You know what? I am gonna keep this. It's pretty medium, but I do solve at least most of the problems that really plague me. Like, I've got the choice of either Subtlety or Fury to deal with a Ren and 6. I can do this to kind of sculpt my next draw, a Bolt. I don't really want a Bolt with an Unholy Heat already, so I can do this. I mean, the Bolt's not bad, it's just not great. And I'm gonna untap this in case I draw a Spell Pierce. That is Naya Triumph? Yes, not a Spell Pierce. Okay. So hopefully this is anything other than a freaking Ren and 6, but oh, hooray! It is something else. Oh, nice. A turn late and I had to sweat through that, but now I may be in a spot where Spell Pierce plus Unholy Heat is enough to protect me from combo, and if I can just like cast this at a Planeswalker, like, I don't know, a Nahiri or something, that'll be pretty exciting. So let's see if I can make sure to resolve a threat in that manner. Let's do this. I'm not terribly worried about Blood Moon from this opponent, so I'll just get another Steam Fence. Fire Bluff Canal. Look at you go, little duck. All right, so I would really prefer to have something like a unholy heat, a Archmage's Charm or something to draw cards here. I'm kind of spinning my wheels and just making land drops. And yeah, sure, the opponent's doing the same, but I don't know why they would choose that tapped. Why not just get at least a basic mountain and do this and make me use a card? I feel like that's gotta be better than a tapped land, right? And getting no benefit out of this? Yeah, I don't think that was right from the opponent. Oh well, not my problem. Untap. We have an EI. I'm not going to cast that yet. So I'm going to chill holding up my 3 pieces of interaction in Counterspell, Unholy Heat, Spell Pierce, and seeing if that ends up being good enough against a potential combo turn here with the Arid Mesa. Or if they just want to jam a Planeswalker in my direction, I don't mind hitting it with a Subtlety. So let's see what happens here. Okay. Well, if this is how we're going to spend this next turn, then I will EI. So, opponent, do you want to do something about this? A remand. Sure. So we'll just continue making land drops, and I've got 7 cards in hand, so I don't really need to press any buttons right now. But it is cool that we managed to get a remand out of their hand already. Dwarven Mine. I will actually kill this now, since this is not blue mana. Okay, sweet. So there goes that, and neither of us have really done anything yet, and I feel like I'm probably getting a little antsy with the number of cards in my hand here. Counterspell first. Flusterstorms. Okay. Nope. So that's fine, that's fine. Now, do I want to Subtlety to Fairy? Flash, what else am I doing with this Spell Pierce anyway? No, because what benefit am I going to get from that anyway? So, no. And if they draw a card, then I can just... Alright, what's this? Oh, damn it. That sucks. Alright, so I can just Fury and kill the Renin 6, let them bounce this. I can also draw a Unholy Heat. And if I play the EI to do so, that's card type number 4. Let's think about this. I have 5 lands currently. I think... Oh, gross. What am I supposed to do with this? All right. I don't know that we have a winning prospect from here now. So let's... Crap. I can Fury and just get rid of the Renin 6. So that is a thing that is on the table. I am going to dash this Rags first, though. And I think I want this Rags to hit here. Oh, no. Yes. This way, if they do finish this off, they at least have to sacrifice this fairy to do so. So that's not nothing. I am not terribly happy about having to do this, but I don't think I can win the game with that still on the table. And I get to at least rescue this. If they want to trade here, then yeah, like I said, they got to get rid of this Ledger Shredder if they want to do that. Looks like that's not on the table for them. So hopefully I don't just get comboed out. That is definitely an option since they played a fetch land and can just get another Dwarven Mine. Okay, so unfortunately I can still very much get... Did I not do the thing? Bruh. All right. So this can potentially find me something like a what? I mean, I'm dead if they actually have the thing in hand already. So if they have a creativity in hand, then I'm just not getting out of this turn. What's this? A pending. I can't do anything about that. Okay. So you go to Teferi. Oh, do they also just have it? There's the Dwarven Mine. Let's hover over the button. I don't know why. Oh, there's the Unholy Heat. Dang it. All right. Well, yeah. All right. That was fun. So now we're 3-1. Let's go to round number 5. Okay. Round number 5. We're on the draw and we're against a Kahira. So whether this is 60 card elementals or blue-white control, I have absolutely no idea. But seeing as we're on the draw anyway, it doesn't particularly matter whether I know or not. Valakut Stoneforge. So Jeskai control is what I'm smelling here. I really almost played that in the wrong order, I hope. I'm gonna put that on top. So that's really funny though. Oh man. And since I know I want to draw this counterspell that's on top, yeah, are we appending? What are we doing here? Callous where X is 1. That's annoying, but I already played the 0-drop. I already played the 1-drop I want to play here, and I can't do anything about this currently. So let's just untap, draw the counterspell that I know I want to draw, and then see what's on top before deciding what to do with this fetch. Consider. Well, I very much don't want to draw that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and just get an attack in. Boop. But now I've got triple counterspell and a Darcy surveilling, so if my opponent wants to like come at me with a Teferi or something, I'm actually pretty okay with the way this hand is shaping up. So one thing I will certainly not be doing this game is using this to steal the chalice. Ooh, we're missing land drops? Okay. Oh, that's a removal spell for sure. What are we doing? March of Otherworldly Light. I'm gonna let that happen. So the number of cards I still get to play is a little bit limited here because of the chalice, obviously, so I can't just like top deck a Rags or something. But what I can do is use the Archmage's Charm, draw 2 cards, and just like continue making land drops. And since this is not a blue source, I'm not even scared of the card actual counterspell. Double Unholy Heat, that is actual dog shit. So I'm just going to hold up double counterspell, and then starting next turn, what I can do is use the EI and start looking for threats. I can find either Murktide Regent, which is obviously great, or I can find cards like, what am I thinking? Ledger Shredder, duh, to start fueling these away. I am going to Lightning Bolt this, knowing that it's going to be countered, so that I can put cards in my graveyard. I want more cards in graveyard for our top deck Murktide Regent. Let's cast the EI. Nice. All right, so I'm going to put one of these in my hand. Deck, exile, play this, and then just pass. That's really funny. And then at the end of the opponent's turn, if they don't do anything I care about, I'm gonna Lightning Bolt again for the same reason as the last one. Zap. You know what? Fuck that. Haha! Target myself. Alright, untap. I'm having fun, obviously. What's that? A Cryptic Command in the year of our Lord 2022. Okay, so I am gonna play the Ledger Shredder now. And I'm gonna do this, knowing that it's gonna get countered, but I really want the Connive. Discard the other Unholy Heat. Hell yeah, let's go. So now I have a threat established in 3 counter spells. So if they, like, I don't know, don't march this or something right now, I'm pretty happy about the way this turns up. And it looks like we are, in fact, trying to march here. Yeah. So what did they pitch? They pitched a Teferi 5. All right, I will counterspell that. So now my shields are down, but looks like they're not doing anything, which is nice. An Otawara, I will keep an Otawara. So now we've got our clock going, and our poor opponent hasn't actually done anything of note yet. So I'm hoping they don't find like a Lotus Field anytime soon, but I will be pretty happy to just go ahead and draw a card here. You know what? That's not even bad. So let's go ahead and do this. And I'm not doing the Consider into the Chalice because now I actually have a Ledger Shredder. So what I can start doing is anytime I need to cast a card counterspell, I can use the Consider as the second spell played on that turn to go ahead and, what am I thinking? To go ahead and be able to resolve cards like this Consider. But I'm going to wait one more turn to do anything with my Otawara here. There. So now I can go ahead and get an attack in, which is lovely. But also, I have Otawara mana plus Counterspell mana. So if they just go to their end step again, I can bounce the Chalice of the Void to their hand, keeping up Counterspell, and then that'll give me Solitude. You're annoying. They pitched another Teferi 5, and I will just do this so I can connive again. Ooh, hell yeah. All right, let's go. So, sorry to our opponent. Oh, hey, they got a third land. Okay. So, now if this is just like a Teferi 3, I've got yet another counterspell, so that's exciting. A Blood Sun. I will let that resolve, because now I've got a Murktide region that I actually want to protect with this counterspell, so I don't want to do anything to jeopardize that. So now I've got an 8/8, and I will just pass. So hopefully they don't have exactly Lotus Field into Supreme Verdict. That would really suck. Well, I guess any land into Lotus Field now, but I would still like something other than Supreme. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I don't care about that at all. All right. Game 1 in the bag. So, against Jeskai control, things I want. That is fucking hilarious. I am going to put in Spreading Seas. I'm also going to put in all of these mystical disputes. Do I want Subtlety in this matchup as well? I think the answer is no. So, against them, things I do not want include Lightning Bolts. They are nice for helping finish off Planeswalkers or whatnot, but like, we've already seen that they're willing to play Chalice on us, so the amount that I can reduce that is nice, no matter even if it's like just taking a couple of percentage points out. I think it's still good. And I'm pretty satisfied with the way this looks now. So the Unholy Heat I'm going to keep in rather than Lightning Bolts, because when I do have Delirium, these are much, much better than bolts at actually dealing with Planeswalkers, like Teferis and stuff. So I think I'm okay with the way this is set up. So a thing I really want to do at some point in this match is have our opponent resolve Blood Sun into Lotus Field, and then we get to Spreading Seas the Lotus Field, like, pretty please one time. Because the Blood Sun, yes, it removes the enters the battlefield part, which is why the Lotus Field is so good in this deck, but it also removes the hexproof, so I want to do that exactly once. Just, like, full-on traumatize our opponent. That would be a great way to end the video. Okay, so we got a Triumph. That's whatever. Let's go ahead and play this. Get this, play Darcy, and a Bauble. I do want another Darcy, as a matter of fact. Let's see what you're drawing. A Blood Sun. Noted. Can't do much about the Blood Sun, so it's kind of what it is. If this is a Chalice, I'm sad. A Rest in Peace. That's annoying, but I'm not actually sad about that. It doesn't make me the happiest human, but whatever. So now let's go ahead and Darcy here, get my attack for 1, not even sad that it's only for 1. I will definitely counter your Blood Sun. Get that shit out of my face, please and thank you. So now I get a couple of points of Delirium, which is, oh, I can Spreading Seas the Flagstone and deny their ability to get another land if they sacrifice it. That's hilarious. Is that too greedy? I think the answer is yes. I think I just want a counterspell. That's a counterspell. All right. Oh my god, that'd have been so freaking hilarious though, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna EI and look for a land drop. I mean, I did say that, but sure? Oh, come on. I'm gonna put this in hand, this in the deck, and this in exile, and play this land. Doing this doesn't tell them that I have a Mystical Dispute in my hand. Although, man, that Spreading Seas play would have been really funny. You're just buying Kahira. Noted. Okay. Okay. Do I want to just EI again and look for another counterspell? I think the answer is yes. Yes, I'll keep that there. That's actually pretty good. Shredders? Okay. Okay. So Shredder hand, Shredder deck, Bauble exile. Play this, go away. How many lands is that now? 1, 2 islands? Okay. Ooh, I do want that. So now I've got the combination of Mystical Dispute and Unholy Heat to deal with a Planeswalker, potentially. I feel like I'm still kind of okay with that. Oh, they played that. Is this another Blood Sun? Oh, they're just casting Kahira. That's fine. Ooh, decisions are being made. I'm just gonna do this now since I can dash to Rags, and I'm definitely not bottoming that. There. Now, since I know what I'm drawing, I can do this. A Murktide. Okay. Do this and bottom the Murktide, or Graveyard, whatever. Still looking for cards that are named Counterspell. Do I want another one of those? I think the answer is no. Well, hand, deck, exile. What is still left in my deck for playable lands? I have no more untapped lands. That means I'm passing. Okay. So the lands in my deck are, oh, I'm sorry, I lied. I have exactly 2 Fiery Islets. I could have dug for a Fiery Islet. Oh, that's good. What's this? A Chalice. I don't think I want to play around with a Chalice. That is not the kind of game I want to play. There's the Spire Bluff Canal, and no. Yes, I very much do want that. All right, let's get our attack on here. Play this. Now, I understand that this takes me off of exactly 1 more point of interaction here, but since they're stuck on land, I'm fairly confident of the ability of either Counterspell or Double Dispute to solve any problems here. What's this? March for X's 2. I will counterspell that. I would like to make my opponent's life as miserable as possible. Ooh. And that certainly counts as making opponent's life miserable. Sick. So they can just get me with a Solitude here, and that's probably what they're thinking of. Oh, looks like that's exactly what they were thinking of. Okay, noted. So I'm going to pitch this. That's fine. That's hilarious. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get our attack on here. And here I'm just going to hardcast the Rags. And that gives me the ability to hold up exactly Counterspell plus Dispute. So any problem that is not named that is not named Supreme Verdict is pretty much solved. What did they pitch anyway? They pitched a Rest in Peace. Okay. Another Rags. Okay, that's actually pretty good. So if they have a removal spell for this, then I now just like don't really have to do anything about it. Yeah, like that's fine. If you're going to continue to exile cards from your hand, like Teferi 5s, to get rid of Rags, then I'll just cast the other Rags and be just as happy. So you take 2, you go to 5, and then I just get to rinse and repeat. We still have Counterspell and Mystical Dispute up, so I am currently still happy with this. Fuck yeah, let's go. All right, cool. So that worked out okay, and let's come back over here. Okay, so league's over, we went 4-1, a pretty respectable record, and well, I got to see a lot of why this deck is still regarded as one of, if not the best deck in all of Modern. It felt really sweet the entire time, and it wasn't exactly easy to go through all of the lines. It's not exactly like, I don't know, you get those turn 2 hammer time wins where you just get to go, oh cool, here's a Cigar Disease and a 0-drop, did I untap with them? Yes, good game. We never got any of those, but I'm very okay with that. This deck was extremely interactive. We had a lot of fun playing all of these, and every little piece of the pie kind of came into fruition here, right? Like we got to use Darcy and Rags, and those were fantastic threats the entire time, even when opponents presented things like Renin 6 to deal with them. We got to use Counterspell a ton. Like I actively loved that the entire time. God, this card is so good. This card is super busto. I cannot believe this card was printed. So this is an absolute blast. Murktide Regent, you know, just it's Murktide Regent. That doesn't really need talking about. Ledger Shredder was an absolute baller. This card was so good the entire time. Like between Dragon's Rage Channeler and Ledger Shredder, you just like never draw cards you don't want to draw. Like, what the hell? Every single time you cast something, you control the top of your deck, and it's almost like you're playing like a legacy power deck, but just like with cards like Archmage's Charm instead of, I don't know, good cards like Force of Will and stuff. But if you wanted to, you could choose to play Force of Negation and be just as happy. So, like, that's an option that's on the table. Our sideboard? Pretty cool. Never had an opportunity to use Dress Down, but that's fine because we never faced a deck like Yawgmoth or something where you really want it. Disputes, pretty satisfied with these. This didn't really come up. The one turn where they could have resolved the Spreading Seas and hit a Lotus Field, God, I was hoping. That would have been super sweet if we would have been able to resolve Spreading Seas on the Lotus Field and like made them absolutely miserable. That'd have been just like such a chef's kiss. But that didn't happen, but it would have been really cool nonetheless. Subtlety, I think that in our match against Indomitable Creativity deck, we could have subtletied the Teferi and then maybe been able to solve the Renin 6 that came afterwards. But to be honest, I think that game was a losing prospect. I might have missed sideboarded in there because I was overly worried about their Rest in Peace, which, looking at their deck list, they had, but they didn't actually play. So we never really got to have that scenario where our Murktide Regent got bodied. So in retrospect, was it right to actually take out the Murktide Regent? I don't know, but that's what I chose to do, and I might have lost because the deck wasn't aggressive enough against the combo deck. So that could have been a very real cost to over-analyzing the information I had access to. So, you know, we did side into Furies, and they were relevant against the Planeswalkers I wanted them to be relevant against. So that was a thing that was on the table, and we got that result that we wanted out of that. But at the same time, we just weren't able to attack enough when our opponent was busy doing nothing in that game 3. You know, we could have been attacking with stuff like Rags or Darcy or something, and the fact that we were threat light because of the way we played that game, I think that ended up mattering a ton, and honestly that could have been a difference between winning and losing that game, because if we had resolved the big ass Murktide Regent, right, they cast a Teferi, I subtlety the Teferi, how different is that game, right? So that could have been something that was very well on the table, and that might have been a way I could have very well lost myself the game because of that. So that's something to, I guess, kind of know/remember when playing some of these matchups, especially matchups that don't come up too often, because Creativity is a very niche matchup. So I'll have to watch this video back and then kind of see that matchup and see if I liked the way I sideboarded. As of right now, I might be doing some results oriented thinking as well, where, oh crap, I lost, therefore I was wrong. But it could have just been I did the right thing and simply didn't get there, and that'll happen sometimes. So to be determined on whether that was one of those scenarios or whether it was one of those things where, you know, I was just wrong and got punished for it. So to be determined, I'll find out. And as for the artifacts in the sideboard, Unlicensed Hearst, still a baller, even if the matchups didn't actually come. That's only half true though. Oop, my camera went out. I died. Well, okay, let's hide me then. It mattered a ton in the matchup where I really wanted it to matter, in the matchup against the mirror, against the other Izzet Murktide deck. So that was very, very sweet. We got to not only control the deck and make it so that the graveyard just was super irrelevant there, but we also got to match our opponent's copy of the Unlicensed Hearst because they did the same thing, but we were better able to manage our attacks. So that ended up working out really well for us. So I was really satisfied with every single piece of cardboard that we both sided in and started with when those cards actually mattered. Like, the deck performed. It was great. I loved it, and I would choose to play this again. But that's going to be our video for today. Let me know if you want to play something else with, say, Expressive Iteration and all these other crazy blue and red cards. Are you playing this deck's namesake or this deck's kind of mirror in Pioneer, the Ledger Shredder Prowess list that we went over about a few days ago? Because I just played a Pioneer challenge with that a few days ago, and it was pretty fun. So you still got to do a lot of the same stuff, right? You got to play like Consider, Expressive Iteration, a couple of Spell Pierces and stuff here and there, but an otherwise aggressive clock. And a lot of the patterns were the same. So let me know if you like both of these, if you dislike both of these, whatever the deal is. Or if you're playing a different Izzet shell, what are you doing? Either way, let me know. I'm interested. As always, if you like what you're watching, make sure to like the video and let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll see y'all in the next one.